Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. So we're about to start the stream now. What are we doing today? We are building a note sharing app with social authentication using Nuxt and Strapi. So what's the first step? The first step we are going to take is install. So we're going to create the Strapi app using the following command. Alright, let's do this. Right click, copy, let's paste that. Alright, let's just do a few changes before we run the command. What are we changing here? We just want to change the version of Strapi that will run for this. We don't want to use the latest version, we want this version. Okay, let's run it. Now we wait for it to install. As it is installed, we can discuss about what the project is. This project, okay, first let's click OK to proceed, and we clicked OK to proceed. Now we are proceeding with the installation of Strapi. So as we said earlier, this project is about building a note sharing app with social authentication using Nuxt and Strapi. Okay, so we're gonna say participate in anonymous. No, we're not participating. We may do it later on, but not now. So let's wait for it to install the dependencies with npm. We've just executed the command to create a Strapi app, and now we're waiting for it to install the dependencies with npm. Once the process finishes, we'll continue with the coding. So what are we doing here? So what are we doing here? Again, we're installing Strapi. And what is this article about? This article is about building a note sharing app with social authentication using Nuxt and Strapi. It'll start with building the app as a notes app, a note taking app with no authentication. Afterwards, the notes app or the note taking app will have authentication included, so a user can create an account where they will access their notes. Then after making it an authenticated app, we will then dive into making it into an app that can share notes to other authenticated users. So yeah, the list of the features which will be included in the app will be preview of notes, right? Another one is sharing via email the notes to other users. Then requesting edit access to a note by another user. Then what's the other one? Adding editors, or should I say collaborators, to your notes. So editors can, the people who can update your note. So these are the sharing features we will look at in this app. But before we start off as a note sharing app, we'll start off as a note taking app. Okay, so now the installation process has finished. Installation of Strapi has finished. Now we will cd into the backend, because the folder I installed Strapi is called backend. And now inside the folder called backend, what we're going to do is create an admin user using the following command. So we will copy this command and create an admin user. Right, the admin user will use chef@strapi.io for the email, and the password will be gomay1234. Next, we'll start the Strapi server. Let's start the Strapi server. Okay, and there we go. The Strapi server has started. Now I am coding inside a code space, a GitHub code space. So for me to access the Strapi admin, I will have to first forward my ports using SSH. So I'll start by forwarding my ports. So I'll forward port 5173. That's done. Next I'll forward let's see, we'll forward port 1337. Enter, and that's done as well. So I forwarded my ports now. So let me visit http localhost 137/admin 1337/admin and go to login. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake in copying the link, and there we should work now. And it's loading, and it's loading, and it's loading, and it's loading. So we wait for it to load. Whilst it's loading, we can continue with what we're saying about the features. So these are for the sharing, but for the note taking, so note taking, you should have the ability to create a note, of course, and the ability to read a note, and the ability to update a note, so to edit or update your note, and lastly the ability to delete your note. So completing the CRUD functionality. So now we can go back to the Strapi admin. So Strapi is loaded. So let's log in. Yes. And we are logged in. Right. Now that we are logged in, what's the next step? Basic overview of the admin panel dashboard. So this is the admin panel dashboard with the content manager and the media library and the content type builder, and we have deploy for deploying to Strapi Cloud, the marketplace, and settings. Okay, so what we need to do is create a notes collection. Remember, we are making a note-taking app, so we need a collection. This is a structure, a schema we will use to define for our notes as we store in our database. So for us to create a notes collection, we'll have to visit the content type builder. Let's click on the content type builder, and we'll click on the plus button and type in notes. Right, yes, that's it for now. I think we don't have to worry about, okay, draft and publish. We'll just unclick that, then we click on continue. Oh, so it should be note, not notes. Okay, so that it won't be confused. And we have created our notes collection. Now we will add some fields to the note collection, and the fields are title and content. All of these are text fields. So the first one is title, which is a short text field. This is for the title of the note, and we click on finish. The next one we will add is content, which is a long text field. So click on long text and type in content creator. Then we finish that, and that's about it, right? 2 fields for now. Okay, so we save. Wait for the server to restart. So let's go back to the server, and the server has restarted successfully. So we refresh the page. It's gonna reload just now. Reload it. It has to work. Oh, okay. Maybe we need to port forward again. Okay, we need to port forward again. That's how code spaces are. Let's go. Okay, connected to the code space. Let's refresh. That should work now. That should work now. And it's working. It's working. It's working. Yes, it's working now. What is the next step? I am waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, as we wait for the admin to load up, let's go back to what the feature list for this app is gonna look like. So this is the phase 1 of the app, which is just the note-taking part, which will look ability to create, read a note, update a note, delete a note, and so on and so forth. Then in the auth phase, we're talking about ability to create a user account for your notes. So the ability to log in, and log out, log in and log out of your app. Of course, what else? Yeah, that's it, right? Then sharing, which is once again preview of notes. And so there will be a demo video once this tutorial is done. We'll have the demo video of the final note sharing app, and we'll provide the links to the demo video, the GitHub repo, and the live link of the app, the live deploy of the app. So what are the prerequisites in order to what are the prerequisites to follow along with this tutorial? You need knowledge of Strapi, which is for the hands-on knowledge, you'll need to visit the quick start guide and get yourself familiar with Strapi using the quick start guide. Then after following along the quick start guide, you will then need to make sure you succeed in creating an API using Strapi, so that you get familiar with it. Once you're sure, you can even check out the text. There's another link to the documentation about what Strapi is, the detail. That's alright. So again, the other thing that's needed for this is knowledge of HTML. What else? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are web languages that you need to be familiar with, as this is a web app we're building. Right. We're back, and it has successfully created the collection for notes. We have defined our schema as title and content. Now, what's the next step? After creating, we need to add permissions for the notes collection. So we're going to add permissions. We're going to open it up. So we will go to settings and scroll down to roles. Click on public, because we are editing the permissions for public user. This is an unauthenticated app for now, so we'll open it up for now. We'll click on the node, permissions for the node, so we'll select all and save. So we've updated the permissions for the app. So right now I forgot to update the git. So I am going to add the changes I've made to source control. So what did we do? We created a Strapi app, so we copy that, copy. So we say Control V, create Strapi app, Shift Enter. What else did we do? We created an admin. That's the same as create Strapi app. Created a notes collection. Copy that. Control V, backspace. Control V, backspace. No. Right click, copy, and Control V. We created a notes collection, and we added permissions for our notes collection. So we'll copy that as well and paste it in. Once we are done, we will add that to source control and commit it. Oh, sorry for that. We have to stage the changes first. So we stage the changes. Once they're staged, we click on commit and commit them, then sync them to our remote repository, and that's done. Okay, that's done. What's the next thing we should do? Add sample entries for your notes collection. Okay, so yeah, I am adding sample entries to the notes collection. So I'll visit the content manager, click on note for the collection types, create a new entry. The entry I want is title, first note. So I enter that first note. So what I'll do to make this easy, I'll just put a 1 first note, and the content will be, this is the content for the first note. It's a simple, basic, well, it works. So we save that, and yeah, okay, we will, this is first note. So alright, we create a new entry. So we'll create how many? 5 entries. Okay, 5 entries. So note 2, so it's 2 second note. Okay, that's the title. This is the content for the second note, and we save that. Once we're done, we go back and we create a new entry for the third note. We type in third note and type this is the content for the third note. Okay, and save that. There's just 2 more entries to go for fourth note. So tab, this is the content for the 4th note, and save that as well. So, and we're back. 1 more to go. 5, 5th note. This is the content for the 5th save that as well. And what do we have here? We have all the notes. We've created our notes collection. Next thing we will do is test if find. Test for find. So we test for find, we use this query in curl. So we go into our terminal and copy that. Oh, I should first add this to source control. So add sample entries for nodes collection. So we're adding this to source control, and what? There are no changes. It didn't detect any changes, but the DB changed. What is happening here? What is happening here? Okay, let's test first. If nothing has changed, we'll leave it as that and move on. And we test using curl with the read access is working. So we are testing read access for all the nodes. So we'll use this command with curl and enter, and it seems it's working. So to prove that, usually I create a file. So this is test1. So let's put it in test1.json. Let's check. This is the result. As you can see, the result is as expected. 1 first node, 2 second node, 3 third node, all complete with the document IDs as well. So we're good to go. I don't know. Yes, so source control, only source control has registered that test the JSON. Okay, whatever. We move on, and we add this the following commit message. So this is our commit message, and we've staged the change, so we commit it and sync. Okay. Okay. Next, what do we do? What do we do next? Okay, what do we do next? Next, we test find one. What is find one? Find one is right now we just did a test for find. Next we'll find one, so which is one article. So we need to grab a document ID and create a query. So we will copy the command, right click, copy, paste in the command, and replace the document ID with the one provided there. So okay, just wait a second. So I'll copy this one, the first note starts with IA, it's document ID. I'm going to copy it and paste it in and enter. And once again, so this is the second test, so we call it test2, not test22 but test2.json, and let's see the result. Right click, format document, and it's good. This is the content of the first node, so that one works as well. The next thing we'll test is create. So we are going to create a node, so just add the number 6 here, created node title, and yeah. What do we do next? we copy the command and we should get some result. So we copy it and paste it in. Right, space and test3.json. So let's see the result. That, and the result is we have a new result. See, and there we created a new node. There 6 created, same title, same content, so you're on point. Right, that's good. We need to do some things to source control right now. So the test 2, what was test 2 about? Test 2 was about testing find one. So we just type in test find one. We confirm that find one works. Then the second one was test create, and commit that as well. And we sync the changes. Okay, we're good. Next we'll look at testing delete. So I'll just delete the node I just created. Yeah, I think that will be for the best. So to test delete for the node I just created, I'll first copy the copy the document ID and paste it in. Sorry, I'll paste it in here so that I can copy it easily. So next I'll just copy the curl command for that, and there we go. I copied the curl command for deleting a node. So this curl command deletes based on a document ID. So we query based on the document ID of the node. So let's run that and delete it. There's no JSON. So if you are going to run it, you're going to get a 204. So yeah, nothing to commit there. Now we're gonna update note. I think I'll update the first note. Okay, it has been updated, so we can say content. Let's just update the content alone, and we will say this is the content for the first note. It has been updated. So we say this is the content for the first note. It has been updated once. Okay, let's copy the document ID for the first note, as we will need this in executing the curl command to update the note. Okay, so we paste it in there and we pasted it in. Now we copy the command in full and we will test 5. This is test 5, of course. So this is test 5.json. No, test 4. Test 4, we just did it. It's a 204, so we just do a test 5. And let's see what gets returned. So let's check test 5 to JSON, and we will. What do we get? Yes, as expected, the note has been updated. Yeah, so we'll just add that to source control just for once. So we say test delete and update, and we commit that one. Sync the changes. Okay, we're good. We're rolling here. I don't know what happened, why .tmpdb is not appearing in source control. We need to add the database to source control. So what we'll do is open the git ignore. This is the mistake we made, but it's cool. It's not a big one. This is not recommended for production. It's not recommended to add the database to source control, even if you're using a SQLite database. This is not recommended, for all sorts of reasons. But this is a tutorial for live learning, so for us it's good that it's added to source control. But just beware, if you're going to add it to production, in production you're not supposed to add database to source control, the SQLite database. Okay, so added SQLite database to source control. So we commit that and sync the changes. Okay, so that's good. The next thing we'll do is create the Nuxt front end. So quick. Alright, the front end, on your local machine, create a new folder named front end. This will be your Nuxt project directory. So we will create front end folder as instructed, and we will cd into front end. Right, and now that we're in front end, we'll add a package.json file. First, let's close these files. We no longer need them. We use them to confirm what we needed to confirm. Now we move on. We need a new file here, package.json. So inside the package.json, we add the dependencies and scripts. So we'll just copy that. Right click, copy. Right click, paste. And we've added the dependencies and scripts. Now we are going to install the dependencies as a way to install Nuxt, and we wait. So as we're waiting for Nuxt to be installed, we will go back to the features we talked about earlier. We talked about users being able to log in and log out of your app. Okay, so it means that once you're logged in, you'll be able to access your notes. If you're not logged in, you won't be able to access your notes. So this will add user authentication. Then the next stage in the sharing, so we'll add preview of notes. So once you share a note, you can add a note preview, which you can share via email to specified users that you specify. Then users can request edit access to the notes you shared. Say another user you shared your note to can request edit access via email, and once they request edit access, you can add the edit access for them so that they can edit notes, yes, as needed. Okay, so Nuxt has finished installing. Now that we've finished installing Nuxt, the next thing we are going to do is create a hello world just to warm up. So a warm up. So we are going to make directory called pages, and inside pages we will create an index.view file. Right. Now the index.view form has been created. So after creating the index.view file, we'll add the following code. Let's first add the changes we made to source control. So we installed Nuxt. So these are the two changes we did to install Nuxt. So installed Nuxt. That's right there. Commit that. And the next one is this one. So in index.view, what we'll do is simply add. So let's add the view. Yes, okay. Voila, extension. Alright, we'll sort this off later. We don't have the time to wait for that. And now inside index.view, we'll add the following code. This will just print out the text hello world. Slash template. Alright. Let's check extensions. View extension is enabled, so why isn't it detecting? Right, who knows why it isn't detecting? So we'll add an h1, say hello world. Okay, so that's done. So next we'll have to run. So npm run div. Npm run div to start the Nuxt development server and view our site. So alright, open a browser. This should work. This should work. This should work. No, it's not working. Why isn't it working? Why isn't forwarding ports working? Alright, let's see. Let's check it out again. Why isn't it working? As we're waiting. Yeah, it's working. So we've printed the text hello world for the world to see. And so our Nuxt is done. Next, we'll create the notes homepage. So let's update this so that it just uses the notes homepage. So we will app and p. There we go. Welcome to the Notes app. Then after the welcome message, we'll add a link, which is just /notes. And sorry, we should add something to source control. Right, so this should have been added to source control. So this is just simple hello world Nuxt. Hello world Nuxt. And yeah, commit that and make changes. Okay. We're back, and next we'll copy the code for this. Right click copy, right click paste this code inside there, and yes, we've copied and pasted. Welcome to the Notes app. So click here to view your notes. Of course, we'll then need to create this page, but we'll first run the development server. So, and we're running the development server and opening browser. Yeah, you see, nicely done, as expected. And the next thing we'll do is create the notes list page where we can list all the notes. Alright, so first, before that, we will create Notes app homepage and commit these changes. Sync them to source control, and we've synced the changes to source control. Now the next step we will do is create a new folder named Notes inside the Pages folder. This is where we will create the page for listing the notes. So say make dir pages/notes. And yes, so we've just created the notes directory, and inside the notes directory we'll add an index.view file. Index view, and yes, so he will create a script inside the index.view file. This script is for fetching notes, so we will use that const data notes, and we will destruct await use fetch. So there's a use fetch composable from Nuxt that we can use to execute the command localhost 1337/API/notes, and yes, so that's that. I think that's right. So let's just do some quick fix for the view. We want word wrap. Okay. Now, the next thing, what this composable will do is fetch the notes and add them to a object called notes, and inside template what we'll do is add the title for the Notes app, and the next thing we'll do, just so that we know what we're doing, this is the heading, the notes list, and the next thing is create a list for the notes. So this will be li v-4 equals note in notes.data. Why notes.data? Because if you check the response here, it is data. Okay, so it fetches inside the data array, this one, notes.data, and next we will grab the title. Just the title alone is enough for now. Yeah, for now the title is enough, so we need to test as quickly as possible so that we know that everything is working. So we'll run the command npm run div. Okay, so it's open in browser. What do you know? What do you know? Let's click to view the notes, and yes, the notes are loading. The notes list is loading. Yeah, so we're good. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, 50 milliseconds. Okay, so we just need to take a screenshot of that. So save the screenshot, and we save it to, alright, let's save the screenshot. I'll save it in one of my project folders. 2025. This is, save it in one of my project folders. So say new folder, it's 2025, and I'll save it here. Call it, let's just screenshot notes list, and save that. Okay, so we've saved the notes list for the notes app, the screenshot. Next thing we will do is commit the changes to source control. So we'll say created notes list page, created notes list page, and commit those changes. Yes. Next thing we'll do is sync the changes we just committed, and yes, so after doing that, we have to view the notes when we did. That's just what we did. So just add here. Update screenshot. Okay. Create individual note page. Inside the page is create a new file. Okay, next we'll go back to the Nuxt frontend folder, and we're going to create a new a page. This page is going to be displaying the content for an individual note. For each note will have its own page which will be displayed, so it has to use its bracket syntax for the file name, as the file name is dynamic. It's based on its a programmatic name, so it's based on what we receive from the payload. So first I stop the Nuxt development server, then I create the file. So it's pages/notes/id.view, and enter. Click on enter. Now the file has been created. The next thing we will do is add the code. That's what we'll do. We'll add the code necessary for this, and the code we're adding is, we will use route and the use fetch composable. So the use route composable and the use fetch composable. I think the use route is so that we can create the route for the node, for the individual node, and the route is based on the ID of the node. That's what we will use. And yes, so we will first add the following code to the nodes slash bracket square bracket ID view. So we'll type in script space setup, and inside script setup we will add const route. So we'll create a new instance using the use route composable, and we will fetch the node using use fetch composable. HTTP. Okay, once again, word wrap. So word wrap. Why isn't it wrapping the words? Why isn't it wrapping the words? Okay, I don't know why it isn't wrapping the words, but hey, I have to go on. 1337, we enter the URL for our Strapi backend /API/notes/ now here's the, we have to enter the ID using the route dot params dot ID. This will make the route dynamic based on the individual nodes ID. And yes, next what we'll do is close off the script. Right, and then we create a template we'll use to render the page. So we'll render the title of the node, which is dynamic. So it's node dot data dot title, and what else next? Next we will get the content of the node itself. Right, and the next thing is the Nuxt link. This is to notes/notes, and so we say back to notes list. Alright, then we close off the template /yes, and it has worked. So node.data.content back to notes list. Okay, this is for an individual node page, so it will display the title of the node as well as the content of the node. The next thing we will do is update the notes, the home page for the notes, the notes list page, sorry, not the home page for the notes, the notes list page. And inside the notes list page we will update it so that it displays, what does it display? It displays the list of notes. So it's for v in note in notes.data. So this time we don't just want the title, we want not only the title but the link to the note. So just say, to make it easier for us, we will add the title for the note. So we will say H3, and this one goes here, and this one right, we will cut this one, and so the title will be in H3, and the link will just be a link, Nuxt link. Nuxt has a specific Nuxt link button, Nuxt link that they use instead of the generic HTML anchor. So just add a button, and yes, so we will fetch the notes based on the document ID. So once you click a note, you'll be able to view it. If you remember, when we fetched the individual note, we used the document ID to get the note. So that's how we're going to do it, and that's it. So let's first run this to see if it works, if there are any issues that need to be sorted. So let's refresh the page. Okay, so we have refreshed the page, updated notes list page. This one was a little different, but I like it this way. I like it this way. So we take a screenshot, and save it as updated notes list page. Okay. This one we'll call it 01. I just need to add 01. Makes life easier later on. Updated notes list page, once again, to updated notes list. Right. Okay. Next, let's view a single note. This is content for the first note. It has been updated once. So this is test if back to notes list works. Individual note page, so that's 03 individual note page. Save that, and we close. So we're done with the individual note. I think that's it for now. So let's add this to source control. Oh, sorry, let's test if back to notes list works. And back to notes list works well. Let's just add back to home, I think. Back to home and back to notes list. So let's just add back to home and back to notes list. This will make life easier for us. back to home and back to, so this is an individual notes page. So let's just copy this and so we say back to home, back home. So this one should be what module reloading. This is, so just back to home. So we copy this link and add it to the index.view file, put it outside the list, and we refresh. So, right, so this makes it perfect. So you can view a note. Oh, we need to add a break between these two. So let's add a break. BR. So yeah, that should work nicely, I think. Two more. Yeah, two more will do. One more, sorry. Yeah, nice. Nice. So back to home, click to view notes, back to home. Yeah, this is makes it better, makes it way better. And yeah, so we'll update the screenshots, but for now we are done. Thank you for watching. In the next video we will look into adding auth. That's the next thing we'll do, adding auth. Thank you for watching.